Okay, good morning. I'm Jana Rose of MotherJana.com, and I have a special guest with me again. She really likes being my special guest. Who are you?
Izzy.
Izzy Rose, right? That's your middle name. Okay, so we're here to talk to you today about meditation and about how you can really make meditation something that you do anywhere, and you can always make it special for yourself, because a lot of things that we may be missing in our daily lives are creating sacred spaces for ourselves to feel connected. Now, we're always connected to the divine, no matter where we are. The divine is present, but we don't always know or experience that. And sometimes if we just take a few minutes out for ourselves, we can tap in. It's almost like there's a radio always playing and we don't always hear it. And sometimes we need to make a conscious effort to hear it. So Izzy set up a nice little meditation spot for us here in the living room. Even though the living room is very messy and it's driving me crazy, we can still meditate in a messy living room, right? Yeah. So the first thing we did was what? I'll show everybody. What did we do first? Tell me what we did.
We lighted the candle.
We light the candles as a special thing. And then Izzy also included this in our altar. What's this?
A rosary.
A rosary. So I was able to visit, what is it? Was it a convent or a sisterhood? I don't know what to call it because it was such a special place in Rome. And one of the nuns there was kind enough to give me this that I could bring back to my daughters. It was a very special, sacred place near the Roman Colosseum, a place of much silence near all that busyness. What are you going to hold it? You have to get your hands out of that strange thing. What are you doing? Izzy's wearing a very weird outfit. All right. And then Izzy also picked a couple stones for our meditation. This is hematite, and it's a grounding stone. It's so heavy that it falls out of your hand. It's silvery, and it's for when you feel like you need to ground and get closer to your roots, or maybe create a new home for yourself that's different than it looked before. Or maybe if you've been lost in the clouds for a while. What are you doing? So this is hematite, and it's a very special stone, and just feeling it just helps you to sink down. Of course you can. Don't drop it. Izzy also picked Labradorite for us today, which is a stone that keeps you stable in the midst of change and just helps you get connected to your spiritual center and sort of brush off all those extra things that might be getting in the way of you getting centered. So she picked some very special, very pretty shimmery stones for us to look at today. Okay, so we're putting these here. Another thing that's a really nice way to get into your meditation when you want to be quiet for a few moments, offer a prayer, work on something that might be going on in your life because you have that inner wisdom in you. It's just a matter of taking the time to experience it and act from that place instead of all this crazy stuff happening up here that gets us a mess. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit. So this book is called Wild Mercy from Mirabai Starr, and she is a mystic who really experiences all different religious traditions and finds what she loves in all of them and dances from one to the other, sort of pulling out the pieces of wisdom. And she talks about falling in love and what it's like to be in love, and how oftentimes our experience of love for another person, what are you doing? Our experience of love for another person, I'm taking over. You're going crazy. Ooh, now you can't even see me. Our experience of love for another person is how we experience the divine. That's our entryway into understanding the love that exists in all things. But oftentimes, it's another person that unlocks it for us, that teaches us, that shows us. And regardless of whether that love works out, it is a revealing that happens within us about our own capacity, about what matters to us, about what we adore. And so that's our entryway in. So Mirabai Starr has a little excerpt about love in here. And she says, "It's not as if falling in love with the divine rescues us from the travails of the human condition. Our partners betray us sometimes, and our dead remain dead. It's that keeping the heart open, even in hell, makes space for the beloved. It is in the darkest nights of our souls, when all we know is that we know nothing, that the presence of the sacred may quietly well up, mingling with our pain and connecting us to a love that will never die." So it's always important to not put all your love and all your eggs into one basket of a person, but instead to focus on that love of the divine, which is reflected everywhere. And then that person that you might love just becomes an emblem of that deeper love. The person is not perfect, but the divine is. And a poem from Mary Oliver. So everybody loves Mary Oliver. She is a high priestess of the word and the written language. And this poem is called Poem of the One World. This morning, the beautiful white heron was floating along above the water, and then into the sky of this, the one world we all belong to, where everything, sooner or later, is a part of everything else, which thought made me feel for a little while quite beautiful myself. Okay, so we're just creating a moment, getting ourselves into a sacred space, doing it even with children who dress in all kinds of crazy clothes, like wearing their mom's pants over their whole heads. And just finding joy, right? So do you want to say goodbye? No, you're not going to say goodbye? You walked away. Now the video's wrapped up. Do you want to say bye? I'll say bye for you. This is Jana Rose and Izzy Rose signing off until a later date, right? Bye.